Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jamie, your crafty DIY guy, and I am back. I have got another set of projects for you today. I've actually got 5 projects in this video, and I'm going to tell you right now, some of them are a little out there, some of them are a little more, modern or avant-garde, we'll even say, and they were fun to do. So hopefully, even if they're not your style, they'll be something that you can at least appreciate, or maybe you'll get inspiration from them. I don't know. By the way, I'm wearing a shirt that says I'm a spoiled son that my mom gave me, so I just wanted to shout out and tell her that I love her because I know she's watching the channel as well. Guys, also, if you are one of my newer subscribers or if you are one of my OG subscribers, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. My channel is growing pretty fast, and it's crazy how fast it's happening, and I am just so thankful and super appreciative of all of you. Now, instead of me rambling along, let's just get into the video. We've got 3 dupes and then 2 originals. All right. For our first project today, I am going to be doing a dupe of this Pier One mirror. I loved this mirror and wanted to be able to recreate it for a friend of mine, so I took one of my Dollar Tree mirrors. I also took a piece of scrap wood that I had left over, and also some dowel rods from Dollar Tree. The first thing I did was take a scrap piece of paper. Yes, that is my face. It's an old headshot, and I just used it to cover up the mirror in the center. I didn't have any painter's tape, so this was the best way that I could kind of do this. I also just cut out a larger circle that was about half the size of the actual mirror itself. I took everything outside and spray painted it purple. This is my friend's favorite color. And then I placed that larger circle over top and just covered the edges in gold. And I went back and forth with this, layering in some purple and some gold until I really got it to the color and the consistency that I really wanted. Then after everything had dried really well and I was happy with the color, I love the way this looks, I took it inside and peeled away my face to reveal a nice clean mirror, which was great, that I dropped and luckily didn't break. And this was going to be perfect for what I needed to do next. So I took my dowel rod and just glued it on the back of the mirror. I did make a little notch in the plastic so that dowel rod could lay completely flat there. And you can kind of see it at the end of there. I forgot to film it when I was doing it. But once I figured out kind of the best way to lay my dowel rod and my base, which I clearly had painted also, I just put a ton of hot glue on the back of this. And then I went back in with even more hot glue and just made sure that this was nice and sturdy and stable before I displayed it. And this is what the finished product looks like. I love the way this looks in my bathroom on the shelf. I think my friend is going to love it. It's bright, it's bold, just like her and her personality. I'm super excited to give it to her. And for our next project, this is going to be a dupe from Sonoma Home. I loved this little shell kind of knick-knack thing and thought that I could recreate it for a lot less money. So I took 4 of my wood Jenga blocks. I had a skewer, I had a couple of these gold beads, and then a seashell that was left over from one of my Dollar Tree projects that I did earlier in the week. I just literally kind of took everything together. I took the skewer and cut it down to an appropriate size. I kind of wanted this to be a mini version of the dupe that we're doing. I took my 4 blocks and glued them together. I always have that large bottle of Gorilla wood glue, and I usually just take a skewer and dip it in the glue and then use that to spread glue onto my blocks. I know it's kind of weird, but it works for me. I tend to waste a lot of paint, and when I wasn't doing my glue this way, I would tend to waste a lot of glue as well. So this setup works for me. I know it looks odd, but just gonna deal with it, I guess, for right now. After the wood glue dried, I went ahead and just drilled a hole down the center of it, and then I took my wood skewer and just stuck it down right in the middle of it. I took everything outside and I spray painted the base black, and then I spray painted the shell a bright metallic gold. I did split the wood there just a little bit, but I was able to glue it back together and it worked out just fine. So now everything is dried. And I'm going to take one of my gold beads and just feed it on top of the skewer and let it just go right to the bottom. It's totally fine like that for right now. Then I'm going to take my seashell, and as you can see, I'm going to glue it onto the skewer itself. Now, the skewer looks a little long, and it was. I had intended to put another bead on the top, but then decided to scrap that last minute, and so I just ended up breaking off the tip of that, and it worked out really good. So this is what it looks like. And then when you take it and put it in the bathroom with my other seashell art that I did on an earlier video, I love the way this looks. I think it's kind of a super modern way of kind of doing that beach theme in your home. It is Dupe City. So this is from Urban Outfitters. I loved this planter and thought that this could be easily recreated with Dollar Tree. So I took 3 of these really hard styrofoam wreath forms that I had on hand. I wish I had 4, but I only unfortunately had the 3. And I literally just hot glued them together. Now this styrofoam is a little bit different from regular styrofoam. It seems to hold up a lot better to like hot glue and spray paint. So I went ahead and just put a decent amount of hot glue along the bottom there, and then just continued to glue the 3 together. And as you can see, I had a little bit of the glue strings and all that fun stuff that happens when you use hot glue, but that's okay. I then took everything outside and gave it a nice coating of white spray paint from Rust-Oleum. And I did this, I think, twice. And then this is the contemporary planter. I love the way that this looks. I thought it's a new twist on a planter. It almost looks like concrete because some of that styrofoam did start to melt away, but that's okay. It still looks really cool and it's different. So this next project is not quite as avant-garde. I took a plastic tray that I picked up from Dollar Tree and some wrapping paper, and I'm just going to make a kind of a fancy tray. I took everything outside and spray painted the tray antique gold. And then once everything was dry, I brought it back inside, and then I cut out a template with this label paper. This is a full 8.5 by 11 sheet of label paper that fit perfectly in the bottom of it. Obviously I did cut it down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my wrapping paper onto that label paper. And that way it gives it a nice thick base. And then I took some of my Mod Podge and put it on the bottom of the tray. And clearly I just did it kind of liberally. And then once that was done, I just took my wrapping paper and put it right on top of that. And then I also sealed the top of this with some Mod Podge. I think I need to get one of those little rollers, you know, for Mod Podge that helps you get all the bubbles and everything out. The good thing with this is it worked out really well because of that thicker label paper on the back. Then I covered everything in Mod Podge, and this is what the finished tray looks like. So simple and super sweet, right? I think this could actually be a really cute Mother's Day present for someone. All right, guys, this next project is out there, I'm telling you, but we're going to make some industrial looking candlesticks. I found these beach toys or these water toys at Dollar Tree, and I thought that they had a really cool kind of industrial vibe. I needed to take that plastic wheel off, and so for this, it's a little hard to do this. They don't come off as easily as you would think, especially for a Dollar Tree item. So I just kind of take a screwdriver and just kind of twist back and forth in the center of that until I break that little nut or screw or whatever that is off of there. And then I go ahead and I just trim off the ends there that are sticking up still. You'll want to keep some of that base there. That way you can glue those wheels right back on. So I took my wheels out and I spray painted them black. And then I took the candle holder base and spray painted them with a chrome paint. After everything was dry, I brought them back inside, and then I just glued those black wheels right back into where they were. You can see that I did not paint the bottom of it. It's really not a big deal. They're going to be sitting on top of a bookshelf or on my fireplace or in the guest bedroom. So again, not the end of the world. You could certainly paint that if you wanted to. And then I took some of my antiquing wax and just very liberally went over all of the chrome area on my candlesticks. And I did this because I wanted to kind of give this like an aged metal look. I love that chrome paint. And I also love the way that the antiquing wax really works on that chrome to kind of dull it down a little bit. I wanted these to look like they were really heavy metal pieces. And I'm literally just taking that brush and just kind of liberally going all over the candlesticks. I even put some on the wheels at some point. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little famous dirty cloth there in the corner and just rub everything down. And this is what they look like when they are done. Again, I know it's super out there and kind of avant-garde and very different looking, but I think it's got a cool industrial vibe, and I'm actually really happy with them. I might actually end up putting these in my bedroom instead of putting them on the fireplace or in the guest bedroom. And I wonder how many times I've said actually in this video. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much everyone, and take care. Bye-bye.